for those of you that weren't here last time, we started Akechi's route, and we almost got kidnapped. There's a serial kidnappings that is happening around the town, but Akechi stopped us before we walked into someone's carriage and got kidnapped, and we learned that he has a terrible family life. He got like disowned by his dad and his other dad that took him in because he had like, I don't know if he had like a rough relationship with his dad before he got disowned, but he's definitely got a bad relationship with his dad now that he got disowned. He has two dads, ayo. Yeah. And like, literally, it's literally Persona 5. He stopped, he was defending someone that was like gonna get like attacked or something by like fending off or something like that, and then someone was like, damn kid, I'll sue, and then his family disowned him, and now he's living in a coffee shop in someone's attic. That basically is like his story is just Joker and Akechi from Persona 5 mixed into one. The Akeshu child. For real, for real. Alright, but yeah. Let's continue. Okay, this is... Alright, right here. Akeshu, real and true! I was perusing the morning paper, as I always did, each day after taking breakfast.
お嬢様、何か気にかかる事件でも?
Something caught your attention, my lady.
ええ。ペンデルトン、黒魔術教団がロンドン市街の教会の地下で儀式をしようとしてたらしいわ。
You might say that. It says here a black magic cult was attempting to perform some manner of ritual beneath a London church. I wonder if we're gonna deal more with the cult in this route than we did in Watson. I wonder if the order is like wait, it has to be. It has to be Sherlock, Watson, Akechi, and then either Jack or Lupin last for the epilogues. Because it looked like Watson's was setting up for the cult, and I guess we continue with the cult here in this story. What's more, it was discovered they were planning to use abducted children as ritual sacrifices. How awful. Wait, so those people that we just fought were working for the cults? This isn't the first time this cult has done so and become front page news either. Damn, we could have caught the cult too.
私も耳にしたことがございます。
Indeed, I've heard of them as well. Pendleton nodded, preparing a tea set.
助け出された子供たちは教団に感化され、まるで魔法にかかったように誘拐などされていないと主張したとか。
As I recall, many of the children were so inspired by the cult that they denied ever being taken against their will upon rescue, as though they were under some sort of spell. So kind of like the guy from the bomber story, because he was ready to die. So I guess he must have been a child that got kidnapped or something, and the cult raised him, I guess? I wonder if people are not voting for Holmes because they dislike him, or because they feel sympathy for him and don't want him to lose brain cells in his route. It can be both. Both is good. And even the Dylan. But where's Dylan? What a terrible ordeal these incidents must be for the parents. Most of the victims were young boys from poor families. We're quite fortunate Scotland Yard found them before the ritual took place. My worry is that the majority of the cultists escaped capture. Speaking of, Jack is from a poor family as well, and I believe he's part of the cult too, so I guess he got kidnapped and inducted, or is it indicted? Inducted into this cult as well. I just don't want a situation in which Holmes is stuck. Would you want a situation in which Holmes stuck, though?
怖いわね。
The very idea of them continuing their work makes my blood run cold.
そもそも
I do want to see him in Homestuck, yes.
本当に効果があるのかしら。
But, you know, how much truth is there to this black magic? What would his class spec be? That's a good question. He would definitely be like, I would say he's either blood or time.
まさかお嬢様は怪しげな呪術にご興味が。
Maybe
呪い
air
殺
of
したいもの
blood.
でも。
Surely you're not developing an interest in curses. Oh yeah, bard blood, I see it. Surely you're not developing an interest in curses and witchery. Unless there might be some unfortunate soul whose death you seek. Yes, yours! No, he's part of a cult. Anyhow. Pendleton stared with an exaggerated look of fear and disbelief.
朝からさらっと恐ろしいことを言わないでちょうだい。興味なんてないわよ。
Goodness, no. Don't even speak of such dark things so early in the morning. I've no interest in these occult dabblings.
しかしお嬢様は
You
以前
say
こ
so
うお
now,
っしゃってい
but I
ました。
remember you once said something that suggested otherwise.
一つだけ願いが叶う
You
な
said
ら
that if you could have but a single wish, you'd wish to be endowed with
魔法を使えるようになって願い
magic
事
to
を100個叶えたい。
grant yourself 100 wishes. I mean, everyone would want that, right?
それ
I was a child,
大昔
Pendleton.
の話じゃない。
That's like when you get something in the mail and you're like, oh, it's $1 million. I wish it was $1 million.
私はお嬢様の欲深さに驚き、将来が不安になったもの
I
です。
found myself taken aback at the base avariciousness inherent. Wait, what? I found myself taken aback at the base avariciousness inherent in your wish, and grew ever concerned for your future.
心配いらないわよ。願いや夢は叶うものじゃなくて、自分で叶えるものだと学んだもの。
Well, you needn't worry. Life has shown me that dreams and wishes aren't empty hopes, when patiently waits to be fulfilled, but things one brings to fruition oneself.
さて、先ほどのお嬢様の疑問ですが、
Well, back to your black magic question.
今の言葉結構前向きで好きなのにスルー？
Oh, not before you respond to my counter.
黒魔術の儀式はその裏で莫大な金銭が動いている場合があります。
Black magic is dangerous business. In its shadow often lingers large sums of money.
思想や信
It's
仰と
not
いうもの
unheard
は
of for
その裏
ideology
で
and
深刻な
religion
事
to
件が
serve
引
as
き起こされる場合もあり、
veneers to
スコ
conceal
ッ
the
トランド
worst
ヤー
of
ドも
criminal activity.
扱いには手を焼いてい
Scotland
るよう
Yard
です
has
し、
no end of trouble working to unravel their mysteries.
そうそう。ちなみに
Damn,
儀
black
式の場所
magic
には
brings a lot of money.
教会や墓地など
I'll have to
人の
practice
魂
some
に
black
行く際
magic
の
then.
活発な場所が選ばれ、
Locations such as churches and graveyards are popular amongst people of that sort. Some claim the passage of souls is the most prevalent there.
ねえ
I'm curious,
ペンデルト
Pendleton.
ン。
Yeah, black magic. I'm guessing this route will be covering black magic as its main focus instead of Colonel Morin.
何か
Of what?
あなた呪い殺したい人でもいたの？
Have you ever wished a death curse upon someone? Oh, you know he did. He wishes it on all the boys in every route that you play.
さあ、それはお嬢様のご想像にお任せいたします。
God, I love Pendleton. I prefer more hands-on approach, my lady. Only God knows for certain. I think I shall simply leave it to your imagination, my lady. I'm here! Oh, welcome back, Sickle! At times, Pendleton's smile could be an instrument of nightmares, much like it was in this moment.
人の魂といえば、
Black
お嬢様は
magic.
テムズ川
Jack.
に夜な夜な
So
現
is this the
れる
blackjack route?
幽
Or
霊
the
船の
Jack
話を
Black
ご存知ですか？
As you've taken an interest in souls and specters, may I presume you've heard the story of the ghost ship that appears every night upon the Thames?
You-
Ghost ship? Jack Black as Emily Whiteley. When I was a child, I always yearned to solve the mystery. Jack Black playing blackjack till he drinks his Jack till black.
はい。
Piqued your
ロンドン
interest,
市街
have
に
I?
深夜の
The
鐘が
story
鳴り響
goes
い
that
た
after
後、
London's bells ring the
霧の
midnight
立ち込
toll,
めるテムズ
an
川に
unidentified ship
突如
breaks through
現
the
れる
fog.
船の話
Is
で
it
す。
an enemy stand?
その船には
It's said to
志
be
半ばで
crewed
倒
by
れ
the
た
shades of warriors who
昔の
perished
戦士
with
の幽霊
ambitions
たちが
left
乗り込み、
unfulfilled.
こ
By
のロ
night,
ンドンの
they
街を
sail the
見張っ
river
て
and
い
keep
るのです。
watch over London.
親の言いつけを
Some
守らない
also
子供
warn
は
that children who don't do as
眠
their
っている
parents tell
間に
them
問
want
答
their
無用で
souls
魂
stolen
を
away
幽
by
霊
those
たちに
ghostly
持って
warriors while
い
they
かれ、
sleep. So you better fucking listen to me for once, Emily, or else I'll take you and throw you into the ocean. There's an enemy stand user here. How could we know? Who could be the one with an enemy stand?
いいわよペンデルトン。
It's
そういう話は
definitely not that guy in the corner doing rad poses with lots of muscles or anything. I think I've heard enough, Pendleton. This is just one of those tall tales parents tell their children to keep them in line.
ですが、火のないところに煙は立たぬとも言います。
Yeah, definitely not the guy wearing a fashion show extreme outfit.
霧に紛れて子供の泣き叫ぶ声が
Especially not the guy with like super bright colored hair. But where one sees smoke, there must be a fire, no? If you find yourself near the river in the deep of night, you can really hear the sound of children crying somewhere. Of course, you have blue hair and pronouns. You're a stand
も
user.
うやめてちょうだい。
I said that was enough, please. The nerve of this man, always trying to rile me in some way or another. His lips simply curled into an eerie smile, or perhaps cryptic would be more apt. After he saw me off, still with the same unsettling grin upon his face, I made my way to school.
おはようレディ。
Morning, Emily.
ごきげんよう小林くん。
Good morning, Kobayashi. Kobayashi was the first to greet me as I entered the classroom. I could see a number of different tools scattered across his desk, more than just his special 7.
あら小林くん、明智さんはまだ来ていないの？いつも一番に教室に来て勉強しているのに。
Has Akechi not arrived? I'm used to seeing him studying before anyone else has walked through the door. I'm starting to realize, in my
Akechi
various times tuning in
中
and
には
catching
来
bits,
中だぜ。
I've never seen Emily's parents. Does she have parents? Yes, she does. But they are dead. They died in a fire. and that's why she is a detective. She wants to find out who murdered her parents. Oh, Akechi's having a little tryst out in the courtyard. What? Without me? Tryst, you say? So the ground has her parents then. Interesting. Yup.
え
What?
それ
Is that a joke? No sooner had Kobayashi spoke did Watson, who had been within earshot, leapt into the conversation with a shout.
あいびき。
So, he's meeting with
とい
a
うこと
girl?
は
No, he's meeting with a guy. Honest to God, if you revealed me that she started the fire by accident, I would believe you.
小林君、君が言っているのは
I
先ほ
believe
ど
you're
ここへ来
referring
た
to the
学園
chap
の
from
小頭部の
Harrington's
少年
primary
の
school who was here. Yeah, he's alone with the dude. I knew it.
明智君の後をずっとつけていた
He
よ
really is Akishu's child. I noticed he was following Akechi earlier.
ああそうそう。そいつリックって言うらしいんだ。
That's the one.
なんだ。
Is he saying that the guy's name is Riku? I heard Riku Tarashina. Like, Riku, if I recall correctly, or something like that? I don't know. Oh, that's what you meant.
男の子。でも初等部の校舎はここから少し距離があるわ。
So it's a boy. I guess he's gay.
一体何の用かしら。
The Academy's primary school is no short walk. What could he have wanted? Someone teach Emily about LGBT plus Marple is dying. Help her.
それなら
Please.
覗きに行ってみる？
Wanna know? Why not take a peek then?
小林君、君は明智君
Look
か
at
ら
them making
机
out.
周辺の道具を片付けろと言われたんじゃなかったのか？
Kobayashi, I seem to recall Akechi telling you to tidy your desk.
そんなの後でいいって。できてなくても明智に怒られるだけだし大丈夫。
I can do that later. And even if I don't, the worst that could come of it is him getting cross with me. He'll be fine.
怒られるだ
Are you certain that will do, Kobayashi? I felt as though, if the choice were mine to make, I'd prefer to avoid arousing Akechi's ire. I'd prefer to arouse something else different within him instead. Kobayashi's tidying was far from complete, but we made our way to the courtyard regardless. Upon reaching the courtyard, we found Akechi with a young, dark-haired boy who could not have been older than 10 years. Okay, never mind. Forget my jokes.
お願いします。僕を弟子にしてください。
Please, please teach me.
すみませんが、僕は弟子を取
I'm
るつもり
sorry,
はありま
but
せ
I've
ん。
no intention of taking any students. The inflappable detective's brows lifted in uncertainty. He didn't know how to handle this child.
僕も
Much like
あ
you,
なたと同
I
じ
am
ように
still a
まだまだ
student.
鍛錬の途
There's
中。
still so much I need to
学
learn,
び、
so much
教わら
training
なければ
yet
な
to
らない
do.
ことがまだまだたくさんあるんです。
I haven't even got into an arena arc match yet. But you helped Holmes in the other route, lying bitch.
僕のようなものに教えを請うより
He
も
hates
まずは
kids. Doesn't
先
want
生
to
の
help
教えに
them.
耳を傾けるべきでしょう。
Honestly relatable. Your time would be more gainfully spent attending to the words of your teachers, rather than seeking instruction from the likes of me. This boy, Rick, persisted in his request, but where's Letty? But Akechi remained firm. After several more protests, he relented and departed.
それで小林、
Kobayashi, might I
机周
ask
辺
what
の
you're
ガラクタ
doing
の片
here?
付けも途中で
Certainly you're not already
ここで
finished with the
何を
rubbish around your desk. How did he know we were here? He dressed us without having turned his back.
え、お
What?
前
Are
なんで
you
途中
accusing
だ
me
って
of
分か
not
ったんだ？
finishing my work?
見てた
You
のか？
watching?
見たのではなく頭で考えただけです。この時間でお前が片付けをこなせるとは思えませんから。
Of course not. It's a logical deduction. There's no way you could have finished tending to that mess in so short a time.
もうなるほど。でも明智、ガラクタは失礼すぎるぞ。苦楽を共に過ごした俺のかけがえのない相棒を。
Oh, that's true. But I'll have you know, none of that is rubbish. Those time-tested tools have been there for me in both good times and bad. And
小林一人ならともかく、あなたも一緒でしたか、ミス・ホワイトリー。
I confess to being more surprised that you've accompanied him, Miss Whiteley.
ごきげんよ
Good morning. I'm already enjoying Akechi's route a lot more than I was with Watson's route. I don't know. I guess it's because I like Kobayashi.
う。さっきの子は明智さんのお弟子さんなの？
Is that boy we saw a student of yours?
いえ、そんなこと。というより、あなたは先ほどのやりとりからどうしてそのような解釈を？
How you could have been watching this entire time and reached that conclusion is beyond my comprehension.
たまたま高等部の生徒たちに絡まれていたところを助けたら、弟子にしろとついてくるようになってしまったんです。
I happened to pass by at an opportune moment and saved him from the torment of a group of older students. Since then, he has followed me here and there, insistent that I take him on as a pupil.
それってこの
Uh-huh.
前のあれか？
When you fought those
明
boys
智が
behind the
体育館裏で
gymnasium with a
不良
stick,
連中を
right?
小枝一本で撃退した
I
や
won't
つ。
lie, I already forgot most of Watson's route.
上田一
A
本で？
stick?
一般人に対
I
して
could hardly draw my blade
Yuki no
against
katana
those who are
wa tsukaemasen ka?
unarmed and have no martial training to speak of after all. I don't know which one I would rank as like last so far in terms of routes we've played. It's either that or Marple. Marple's was disappointing. Watson's was frustrating. Akechi spoke matter-of-factly, adjusting the katana where it was slung at his waist.
でも弟子の一人ぐらい
Would it truly be so prudent to take on just one student?
申し訳ありませんが
Incredible it may be, but I'm afraid I don't have the time for it.
それにして
Moreover, the relationship between student and teacher is not one that should be taken or formed
あ
lightly.
りませんから
So Watson was frustrating, and Marples was a different kind of frustrating, yeah. Marples was just so short and like such a nothing burger route. They really phoned it in with Marples' route. Oh. As I observed Akechi's downcast face, I realized the gravity of my suggestion. The issue of masters and pupils was a topic about which Akechi was rather sensitive.
大方
I can guess at what he may be
想像がつきます
feeling. Japanese martial arts must appear in his
日本の
eyes as
武道
an
が珍しいんで
exceptional
しょう
novelty.
日本
Oops.
名探偵シャーロッ
I've
ク・
heard the
ホーム
famous
ズ
detective Sherlock
日本の
Holmes
柔
is
術
a
に
skilled
精通していると
practitioner of
聞きました
jujitsu too. Damn, he's just like George.
そうなのか。リックは明智みたいに強くなって相手に立ち向かいたいんじゃないのかな。日本人とか関係なく。
You think that was it? I was under the impression he wanted to be as strong as his rescuer. In Japanese, had nothing to do with it.
俺、明智と違って武道はまるでダメだからな。明智がちょっと羨ましいな。
Take me, for example. I know I'm rather jealous of your martial prowess. I'm no good at hand-to-hand combat.
小林
No, you are
Fine.
very good at
How's this?
hand-to-hand combat, Kobayashi. You punch those people to heck. Muda 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 muda. Kobayashi, I told you this once before. Kobayashi wore a cheerful smile, but Akechi's expression darkened.
僕たち日本人は
He punches us with
エ
his
ゲレス
stance
人
all
にと
the
ってよそ
time,
者でしかない
right?
と
He stanced up. To those who were born here, we are nothing more than outsiders. No, don't think like that, Akechi. I knew his route was gonna eventually come talk about this, though. I had that feeling.
よそ者ったなんて
That isn't true. Because Akechi feels like he has no home. Like, he has no home in Japan. But also, he's like, I'm from Japan, so I have no home here either. I couldn't help but interject.
明智さんと小林くんは私たちの友達よ。みんなよそ者だなんて思っていないわ。
The two of you are our friends. We think of you as peers, not outsiders. Yeah, the eternal foreigner syndrome. Everyone's favorite.
友達か。
Friends, huh?
ミス・ホワイトリー世の中はあなたのような心の広い方ばか
Who
りではない
cares
で
about
す
those racist fucks? Screw them. A noble sentiment, Miss Wentley, but broad-minded folks like yourselves are the exception rather than the rule in this world. I don't want to think like that.
エゲレス人のあなたには
That said,
知る
I
由し
wouldn't
もないこ
expect
と
the
だと
reality to be
Oh,
apparent
yes.
to one born and raised in English. Yo, he really just pulled the "you're white, shut up" card. I wasn't sure how I ought to reply. Do not screw racists. It runs the risk of making more racist. That is true. Skewer them.
すみません今のは言葉が過ぎました
My apologies. I've been cruel.
ですが外から来た人間にしか知り得ないこともあるんです
I only wish for you to know that there are things about a country, about a people, that only those who have come from the outside can know. Akechi then returned to the classroom, leaving both Kobayashi and I where we stood. I guess we're getting into the racism arc. His suggestion of things known to him but unknowable to me served to broaden the distance between us. In truth, I felt lonelier the more I dwelt on it. No, don't apologize, Akechi. Yeah, it's not your fault at all, bro. That people are
Lady.
like this.
俺も明智も
That's on
レディや
them.
クラスの
They
みんな
chose to be shitty.
が温かく迎えてくれて感謝してるんだぜ。これでも
I don't want you to misunderstand, Emily. Akechi and I are grateful for the warm welcome you've given us. I'm back. What I miss? Akechi had this one kid that wanted to train him. Yeah, we'll PP in 3 minutes. Good luck. Good luck on the gacha. Yeah, so Akechi had this one kid that he saved from bullies come up to him and want him to be like his master in like fighting, but Akechi turned him down, and now Akechi is like talking about like racism and how he has no place here, and how people that are accepting of like the Japanese like him are like few and far between in English and stuff. So I think we're getting into the racism arc of this plot. Akechi has a lot more interesting like stuff to talk about with his route, I will say.
ただ
Like he's got his whole history with his
外の冷
family,
たさが
the
身
whole
に染み
like
るっていうか
what is it called? Fish out of water like experience of like cool, the racism arc. Don't say that with cool. You should be like, oh no, the racism arc. Not cool. How to say it? Being wrapped in that warmth makes the chill outside seem colder than it is.
それってどういうこと？
What do you mean? Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Crystal.
それは
For a brief moment, Kobayashi's expression betrayed an uncharacteristic gloom as well. So is racism arc like an alt for Neko art? I hope not.
いやレディが気にするようなことじゃないよ
On second thought, you don't have to worry about it. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Oh, don't worry, don't worry.
それよりも俺たちも早く戻ろう遅れて教室に入って明智に睨まれるのも面倒だし
We should get back to the classroom. My tardiness will only give him one more excuse to be grumpy.
そうね。
I suppose you're right. I know what he meant. Don't pursue the matter any further. The best I could do with that subtle press was to nod in agreement and return.
ごきげんよう。
Good morning,
皆さん。
class.
あ
Are you
小林
alright,
君。
Kobayashi?
机の上が
Your
ものす
desk
ごい
is
こ
in
とに
a
なってい
state of
るけど
disarray.
大丈夫です
I'm glad they've put more depth into Akechi, since poor guy was introduced last, so it'd be difficult to make an impression, yeah. I feel like he's got a lot more, like, plot-wise to work with. Like, Watson's was just kind of, I'm your childhood friend. Or not even I'm your childhood friend. I met you when we were children. I fell in love with you. That one day, I made my whole life revolve around you after that one day that I met you and I saved you from a bear trap. That's dumb. Akechi has a lot more going for him. In terms of, like, interesting stuff, in my opinion.
大丈夫先生全然問題ないから
I'm fantastic. Pardon the mess, sir.
マッケンジー先生彼に構わず続きをお願いします
I just hope that, you know, when inevitable racism and stuff comes into the plot, because I know it will in Akechi's route. They specifically made a warning about it for this game, I imagine, because of how people in England were towards the Japanese at this time. I just hope that whatever happens in this route, they don't, like, I don't know, have like a... what's that term called? Like, it's kind of like white savior. Like, I don't know. Have some damn self-respect, Watson. For real. Watson's constantly an accessory to people. If it's not for Holmes, then it's for Emily. Like, come on. And already, Akechi has stopped Emily from walking into danger. Like, I feel like with Watson, typically it was like Emily already got into danger and you have to get her out of it. Yeah, I'm worried about how, yeah, insensitive. I hope that it handles it okay. Really, I insist you cast it to the back of your mind, Mr. Mackenzie. Would you continue?
わかり
Very
ました
well. Starting the gamba. Good luck. Yeah, the white savior trope for Emily. God, I would fucking hate that shit. Yeah, I hope that they don't like have the whole thing be Emily as a white savior trope. Watson is an assistant to a detective. Akechi is a detective himself. True. Akechi was in usual form, displaying no mercy to those who forgot their homework, fell asleep in class, or were slovenly in their dress. Lessons ended. All was well.
では
This
本
seems
日
as
は
good
こ
a
こまで
stopping
とし
point
まし
as
ょう
any. So we
皆
shall
さん
leave off here and
気をつけ
resume
て下校して
tomorrow.
くださいね
Do take care on your way home.
そうそう
Oh,
明智君と
Akechi and
小林君
Kobayashi.
ちょっ
I'd like
と
to
用
ask
事
you
が
to
ある
stay
から
behind.
私について
I
き
have
て
a
くだ
small
さい
matter that requires discussion. Yes, but Watson was like, I want to be recognized for my own skill in his route, so that didn't go so well. Yeah.
俺も
Let me!
明智と違って
I'm not a class
学級委員でもないのに
representative.
先生が呼んでいるんですよ来
But
なさい
he's asked you to
Kobayashi.
stay. You're staying.
明智さんが先生の用事で呼ばれることはよくあるけれど二人一緒だなんて
It's not unusual for Mr. Mackenzie to speak with Akechi after school. But Kobayashi as well? The urge to listen in was going within me. I don't know. Remembering what I had heard in the courtyard, I once again permitted my curiosity to get the better of me. I don't know. Actually, I regret that choice. I feel like that's probably like the bad ending when you're eavesdropping on stuff. So let's not eavesdrop.
少し
I'm dreadfully curious what all this is about.
また覗い
But
た
if
ら
I eavesdrop again, Akechi may become upset.
怒られるかもしれない
Let me consult. Let me consult the guide. Am I correct in this assumption? Aketsuke Nichiro. Let's see. Oh! I guess being curious is what you're supposed to do. Ooh. Especially since he just had a scene where he just knew you were there eavesdropping. I guess we're just supposed to be eavesdroppers. You're getting completely fucked here. Oh no. Ganbare. Good luck. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared about doing my pulls. I think I have just enough for 100. Okay, let me... Yeah, this is the good choice for some reason. Unsurprisingly, like, I'm not even rolling while Pergus knocks shit. Oh. We love announcer dupes. Good mechanic. Remembering what I had heard in the courtyard, I once again permitted my curiosity to get the better of me. What does Mr. Mackenzie want with them?
もし気づかれたら授業の内容で先生に質問があったと言いましょう
If they do happen to notice me, I shall pretend that I have a question about today's lessons. I don't like how this is considered the good option. I don't like, you know... what's the word? I don't like eavesdropping on people. Like an invasion of privacy, you know? And hit pity. Oh. Perfect! No one could argue the idea. With confidence growing, I hurried out the classroom. Have you gotten anything from the Walpurgi yet? Before hitting pity? Otis, that's it. Oof. It was as if I was halfway down the staircase and their voices reached my ears. And a bunch of announcers, but who cares? Did you get Netzy?
だいぶ待たせてしまいましたね。二人に事件の依頼です。
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting for so long. I have a new job for the both of you.
学園に盗まれた家宝の壺を探してほしいという依頼が来たのです。
It's like there's kind
そ
of
れ
like
を受
not.
けてもらいたい。
It kind of has a degree of like not trusting in the person. I don't know how to really word it. Like when you're eavesdropping on people, it's like why not just talk to them and ask them if you're curious about something instead of sneak on them. Like I don't know. A client has requested the school to search for a stolen family heirloom. It would please me so if you two were the ones charged with finding it.
今渡した書類に依頼人の住所が書かれています。
You'll find their address in the materials presented.
先生、その方はご存知なんですか？僕たちが日本、
If I may ask,
東洋人であるこ
does
と。
the client know to expect us? More precisely, that we're Japanese. Yeah, it's an invasion of privacy. I don't like it. So I don't like that this is the actual right. Yeah, not enough respect to that person's boundaries. Like sometimes you don't need to know everything from a person. If they want you to know, they will tell you. You don't need to like nose yourself into everything with them, you know?
はい、もちろん。先方も承知の上です。
He is aware and takes no issue.
東洋からの留学生だとお伝えしたら、非常に興味を持たれて、ぜひお願いしたいと。
Quite the contrary, in fact. When I told him you were both from the East, here to study abroad, he responded with fascination and was very keen to give you the job.
そうですか。
I see. Akechi's face alighted with genuine relief.
以前、二人に学園に来た依頼をお願いしたときは、申し訳ないことをしてしまいました
Oh
ね。
no. I regret what happened with the job I last assigned you through the academy. Oh, was their last one having someone being racist to them?
まさか、
It never
依頼人が
crossed my
門前
mind
払い
that the
にする
client
なん
would
て。
flatly turn down your aid. And
しか
for
も
no other reason
生
but
徒
your
が東洋
race.
人だからという
The fuck?
理由で。
Yeah, well, I hope you don't find your shit if you're gonna be like that to someone that wants to help you.
あったなんて。
How could anyone do that?
先生が謝
Don't
るこ
feel
とないって
guilty, sir. It was his fault, not yours. And it's all in the past now.
その通りです、先生。
Kobayashi has the right of it.
再
We're
び依
very
頼を僕た
grateful
ちに
and
く
that
だ
you
さ
would
った
see
こと。
fit to extend to
ありが
us
とう
more
ございま
work.
す。
Thank you very much.
明智くん、
Akechi,
君は
you
探偵
stand
クラス
right
でもホーム
alongside
ズ君
Holmes
に
as one
並
of
ぶ
the
ほど
class's most
優秀
capable
な生徒です
and。promising students.
君の努力、
I want to
そ
do
して
what I'm able
この
to
学
ensure
園に
your
来るまで
efforts in
の
coming to
君
England,
の苦労、
and your exceptional
それが
work
報われ
since
る
are
よう
rewarded.
応援していますよ。君も小林
Know
君
that I
も
consider both of you to be
私
my
の可愛
beloved
い教え子で
students.
すから。
マッケンジー先生。
Mr. Mackenzie.
どうもありがとう先生。
Thank you very much, sir.
確かに明智さんは努力家だわ。それに
He's
自
right.
分にはとても厳しい
Akechi's
人だ
diligence
し。
should be rewarded. All he does is in the name of bettering himself.
よかった。
Thank God. Glad to see Mr. Mackenzie is fully aware of Akechi's
さんのことを
qualities.
ちゃんと見ていたんだわ
But。he's always been a fair
さす
teacher
がは
to
先
us
生
all.
ね。
ところでホワイトリーさん、どうしたんです？
Is there some way we can help you, Miss Whiteley?
ああ、レディ。そんなところに立ってどうしたんだ？
Hi, Emily. What are you doing there?
あなた、もしかしてまた？
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but you want once again.
ちょっと授業の内容で先生に聞きたいことがあって。
You better have come up with a question to ask him if you're saying this, Emily. No, I simply had a question. Yes, a question for Mr. Mackenzie about the material we covered in class today.
おや、 それは一体何でしょう？
Then, by all means, will you show me which part?
いけない。そこまで考えてい
You
なかった
shouldn't have said that! Dash it! I forgot to think of what to ask!
それは
Ain't no one believing you, Emily. The part I wanna know is...
マッケンジー先生、僕たちはすぐに依頼人を訪ねます。
Excuse us, Mr. Mackenzie. We're going to visit our new client.
盗品は時間が経つほど捜索範囲が広がります。早く見つけるに越したことはありません。
The more time that passes after a theft, the wider the search area grows. It is imperative we begin our investigation while the trail is fresh.
来なさい、小林。では先生、ミス・ホワイトリー。僕たちはこれで。
Come, Kobayashi. Until next time, Mr. Mackenzie. And you also, Miss Whiteley.
あ、待てっ
Wait
て
for
開けて。
me! I had the urge to call out to them before they left. Good luck! And take care!
いってらっしゃい。
あ、
Thanks!
行ってくるよ。
We'll give it our best! Kobayashi smiled, waving to me. Akechi, meanwhile, stood still. The pause was as such that I thought he would leave without responding.
行ってきま
We
す。
will. Just 2 words. That was all. Seconds later, they were gone.
ホワイトリーさん、
Am I correct in
本
assuming it
当は
was out of
二人が気
concern
にな
for
って
them
ついてきた
that
のでは？
brought you here, Miss Whiteley? You are. I
嘘をついてしま
apologize
って
for lying, sir.
すみません。
いえ、
Shan't hold it
あの
against you.
二人も
I'm pleased to
いい
know they have a
友達を
faithful
持った
friend
もの
in
です。
you. Nair strained away to be replaced with the modest happiness. I was thankful again to know of his steadfast support of Akechi and Kobayashi.
私、
You know, it's the first time I
先生が
felt
クラスの担
sincerely
任でよかっ
glad
た
we
と
have you as our
初
teacher.
め
You
て思いまし
know,
た。
I always kind of thought that you sucked ass before this, actually, so...
え？
Oh, the
初め
very
て？
first time.
そんな。
Yeah, that ain't much of a compliment, Emily. We parted ways, after which I motioned to return to the classroom. This is the only time I've liked you, sir. I kinda hated your ass. I had to pass the courtyard. I expected nothing of note to rise my venturing back, but of course, something would happen. The scene was an uncomfortable one to witness.
おい、一体いつまで手をこまねいているつもり
How
だ？
long do you plan to
相
laze
手はたかが
about?
黄
How
色猿
hard can
一
it
匹
be?
だっての。
I am not saying that word. How hard can it be to deal with one racial slur word?
でもよ、あの金髪
You
メガ
say
ネ。
that, but he's not a
全く
simple
隙を
one.
見せない
I've
から
never seen him
不
let his
用意に近
guard
づいた
down
ら
for an
またこっち
instant.
がやられる
If we
ぜ
get。close, he'll do us in before we can try anything.
おまけに向こうはあの
He's
探
in the
偵クラスだろ。
detective's course too. One wrong move
下手に
on our
感づかれ
part
た
and
ら
we'll
こ
be
っ
the
ちが
ones in
被
a
害に
tight
遭う。
spot.
探偵クラス
There's
の
only one person they're talking about.
銀髪のメガネ。それって明智
No
さんの
one's
こ
guard
と。
is better than Akechi's. As I overheard this conversation being held in the shadows, I stopped cold in my tracks, my ears straining to catch every word. Wait, did that person that was excited to have Akechi do the job for him, like, set up like a trap for him? I
こ
hope
うなっ
not.
たらスコットランドヤードに行った
How
らどう
about we
だ？
report him to the
学園にいる
yard?
ジャニーが
Say that.
街で盗みを働いてるってさ。
Word. And our school has been stealing around town.
ジャニーはみんな貧乏で薄汚いんだろ？
Never met
ス
a
コッ
rich
トランド
one.
ヤードも
They're
簡
as
単に捕
filthy
まえ
as
てく
they
れるよ
are
な。
poor. They won't ask questions before making the arrest.
よし、
I like
これ
it.
であのメガ
Love
ネ
it
猿
so that
ロンドン
bespectacled.
に住めないよ
Oh
う
my
にしてや
god,
る。
shut up. Can never show his face in the city ever again. I've met Adam for like 5 seconds and I already want to kill him.
そんな。
What horror?
明智さんは
All Akechi did
僕を
was
助
save
けただけ
Rick.
じゃない。
Flushed, I felt like standing out and confronting them then and there. But I knew well enough I stood no chance against a group of boys. Do it still! Don't rocket them! Each of them taller and no doubt stronger than I would simply throw a rock at his head. That's what I would do. What if they bound me, carried me off? I'd only make the situation worse. I would still hit them with a rock. Worth it. 1, you met me a while ago. 2, why kill me now?
早く明智さんにこのことを伝えなくちゃ。
No, don't. You are definitely not this Adam. Don't worry, Adamello. You're the good Adam. This is the bad Adam. Well, they got the racist remarks accurate. I need to find Akechi straight away. As fast as my legs would carry me, I rushed off. And this is why they have the warning at the start saying that they do not agree with stuff presented in the game. I first went to the boys' dormitory to see if Akechi and Kobayashi had returned from seeing their client. They went home. The only thing I could do was wait at the entrance. Yep, it really is the racism mark. The one time I would excuse Emily for getting herself in danger and she won't do it. Yeah, come on! Don't rocket their head! Stupid! My efforts proved worthwhile.
あ、レイ
Hey!
こ
Emily!
んなところ
What
に
are
と
you
って
doing
どうしたの
there?
ってあれ
Wait,
俺
have I gone
前に
insane?
も同じこと言った
Didn't
よう
I
な
just say this exact thing to you earlier today?
いえ、一言一句同じ言葉を口にしていましたよ。ですが、ミス・ホワイトリー、今日のあなたはなんというか思わぬ場所で会うことが多いですね。
You're very sane. You say that very same exclamation with the same word-for-word greeting. It is a queer thing how often our paths have crossed, Miss Whiteley. Very. The one time I would cover up a murder for Emily, but she wasted the effort. For real! Come on, let's beat his ass with hammers!
二人とも
Hello again. No, that wasn't it. I had something important to say. Exceptionally important. Yet I was greeting them normally. Was it because the subject itself was discomforting?
依頼された事件は
I
どう
was
だっ
worried. Will it be difficult to find your client's
た？見
heirloom?
つかりそう？
Miss Whiteley,
ミス・ホワイト
pardon, but we cannot
申し訳ありませんが
divulge such sensitive
依頼
information.
内容を口外する
How
わ
did
け
you know that we were looking for an heirloom?
依頼人すっ
What
ご
a
く
nice
親
old
切なお
bloke
じ
he
さんだった
was,
ぜ
Emily. As
俺た
friendly
ち
as
と
you
普
can
通に話して
picture.
くれたし盗まれた壺の特
Based
徴
on
を
his
聞いて
description,
明
we
智
have
が
a
絵を
pretty
起こ
good
したんだ
idea of what we're looking
こ
for.
れでだいぶ探
Akechi
し
made
や
a
すくなる
sketch
と
of
思う
the details we were given. So that should make the search simple enough. I hope that this guy is just like legitimately a good guy. Just like a kind guy.
小林
Does client confidentiality mean nothing to
守
you?
秘義務という言葉をちゃんと覚えていますか？
Akechi followed with a long, exasperating sigh.
もちろん
Of course it
早く
does.
家
So,
宝の
the
壺
sketch,
全
Emily.
部見つけてやらない
You'll
と
be
な
loads useful in tracking down all those vases, to be sure. All of them?
全部って
There's more than one
壺
heirloom?
は一つではないの？
Huh. 5 in total. Forming a
家
complete
宝
set.
の壺は
That's all you need
5
to
つで
know.
1組となる代物なんです。それよりもミス・ホワイトリー、あなたは
Now,
こ
what
んな
business
時間
have
に
you
こんな
here
場
this
所で
late in the day?
どうしたんですか？ひょっとして
A request?
僕たちに何か用事でも？
What's the best way to go about this? I think...
なんだか焦ったままここまで来てしまったけれど、
I think I need to tell him.
明智さんに伝えたいことがあって、それで
There's something I
こ
must
こで
tell
待って
you
いた
right
の。
away. So, I came as quickly as able and awaited you here. His query brought the conversation I'd overheard in the courtyard back to the forefront of my thoughts. And in my desperation, I cannot help but let my lips run loose.
僕に？
Well, he cannot fathom what I was about to say, certainly.
小林、お前は先に戻っていてください。先にロンドン市街の地区地図の整理をお願いします。
Kobayashi, I'd like you to go inside and begin work. You should begin by organizing our maps of London's districts. Now?
返事は
Is there a problem?
はいはい、わかったよ。レディー、またな。
Fine, fine. I'll get started. See you in a bit, Emily. Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Animal. Kobayashi headed into the dormitory.
それであなたの話とは
So, what was it that you came all this way to tell us? Careful of that Adam guy, he seems kind of racist. I relayed to him all that I have overheard the boys saying in the courtyard. He listened in silence as I spoke. I expected a great reaction of some sort, only to receive something different. Adamello's cool though. But stay clear of that Adam guy.
ミス・ホワイトリー、教えてくれたあなたには申し訳ありませんが
It pains me to inform you of this after you've gone out of your way to praise me, Miss Whiteley, but I know.
彼らが僕を付け狙っていることは前々から気づいていました。
They've been targeting me for some time now. They have?
向こうは僕に隙ができるのを待っていたようですが、それが無駄骨だと思ったのでしょう。
It appears they've been waiting to catch me the moment I let my mind wander. And yet the realization has slowly been dawning on them that it isn't going to happen. Oh, you got Heath and Lou! Oh, nice! Congrats, Garcon! Didn't get Otis, but that's to be expected. Yeah.
これは僕が蒔いた種です。自分
Pulling
の
for
問題は
egos is a pain.
自分で片付けなければ意味がありません。
I invited this upon myself by my own actions. As such, it is no one's responsibility to deal with it but my own.
これじゃあ私がしたことってただの余計なお世話だったのかしら。
All this flutter only explained that I've just been meddling.
ですが、ミス・ホワイトリー、あなたの気持ちは嬉しく思います。
I want you to know how appreciative I am that you went to such lengths for our sake.
僕のことを案じてくれたことと、それと
I'm happy you care about my well-being, but it's more than that.
行ってらっしゃいや、お帰りなさいと誰かに言われたのはとても久しぶりだったので。
Yeah. I don't know when I last had someone tell me earnestly to take care when I left. When I last had someone greet me as I came home. I also imagine his upbringing is why, like, he's a bit sheltered with some stuff, and I think that's because of how his family treated him. I could have imagined the way his features softened, but I was hoping I didn't.
ですが、こんな時間まで寮の門の前で待つことはあまり感心できませんね。
Though I'm unsure whether I can condone your loitering around in front of the boys' dormitory this late. You might refrain from doing so in the future.
あなたに何かあったら、いけないので。
If anything were to happen to you, that would be, bad. You're right. All I could do was nod. Akechi escorted me all the way to the carriage that would take me home. I was safely taken to the mansion, and had a pleasant, restful evening. After lessons the next day, I witnessed a group of officers from Scotland Yard at the front gate.
スコットランドヤードが
What could they be doing at
学
the
園に何の
academy?
用かしら。
In that moment, I realized what I overheard those boys discussing in the courtyard. Just the day before. My stomach churned.
東洋人の銀髪の学生。あ
A
あ、
pale-haired,
君のことか。
not saying word student. Yes, you fit the description. Don't suspect there's another one like you. Like, I know that word can be used outside of being a slur, but the way that they are using it is definitely a slur. So I'm not gonna be saying it.
何か僕に用ですか？
I'm not gonna be saying it in that context. Have you some business with me, officer? Few of the students witnessing this interaction appeared concerned for Akechi. The majority glared with suspicion.
君に窃盗の容疑がかけられている。一緒に来
What?
て話を聞かせてもらおう。
Oh no, wait. Was the guy that gave him the job doing that just to report him as stealing it? I swear to God, if it's the guy that gave him the job, I'm gonna be pissed. You have been reported for thievery. I'll need you to come with me and explain yourself.
おい、それって一体どういう？
What is all this about?
僕にどんな疑いがかけられているのか教えていただけませんか？
Certainly, but first, can you detail this accusation? Akechi responded to the officer in a calm voice, stretching out his arm to keep Kobayashi back. Are you winning, streamer? I hope so. I can't wait to throw rocks at these people. Damn it, I was worried about that. Yeah, I had a feeling that the people that gave him that job was setting him up for something. Why is everyone so racist?
それは自分がよく知ってるだろう。
Why, when you're already well aware?
コベントガーデン市場で善良なパン屋から盗みを働くなんてこ
You
れだから
stole
ジャ
from
ニ
an
は
honest baker at Convent Garden Market. This is why no one trusts your damn kind. What the fuck?
待ってください。そ
A
れはちゃ
moment,
んと
please.
被害
Did
届があ
that
ったんですか？
shopkeeper make the report personally? Elio, it's a game based on London. Yeah? That doesn't mean I can't be angry at it. Of course everyone is racist. Yeah, I can still be angry at it though. Like, why would they be excited about his race unless it was relevant to their interests? Yeah.
当然だ。それに店の店主がこの学園の制服姿を目撃している。
Of course they did. They also reported seeing a student clad in this academy's uniform as well.
制服まさかそれだけで明智さんを犯人だと決めつけるつもりなの？
Uniform? But surely you can't presume Akechi the culprit based on that alone.
この学園の生徒からも通報があった。銀髪の東洋人の学生が外で盗みを働き困っていると。
Of course not. We also received a report from a student here, informing us that a silver-haired Easterner was going about the city stealing and raising trouble.
学園の目をかいくぐって悪さをしているから先生も
They
全
probably
く気づ
stole
かない
it, not us.
助けてほしいと。
The student added that the suspect was very cautious so as not to attract the attention of the instructors, as his activity went thus undetected. He did as he pleased, which is why our intervention was requested. Oh, you got Heathcliff! Nice!
そんな話デタラ
That
メに決ま
story's
ってる
so
だろ。
flimsy that it could blow away with the wind.
デタラメかどうか
Our
は
investigation
我
shall
々が
decide
調べ
whether
て
these
決めるこ
claims
とだ。
have any merit.
善
We
良な
cannot
市民の
ignore a
通報
report
を
made by a
無
fair
視するわけ
citizen
に
of
はいかない
London.。
それなら
But Akechi is...
あんな奴が同じ
I
学
don't
園にいる
want
なんて
something
冗
dirty
談じゃ
like
ない。
that in our school. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Adam. We don't want someone dirty like you in our school. Hit him with rocks. My boy, this makes up for missing Rodian.
早く連れて行ってくれよ。
Take him away. Hurry up.
学園にはずる賢い東洋人なんていらないんだよ。
Whoa, what? As if to echo their hateful chorus, we heard insults and jeers hurled by onlookers. Yeah, if I don't read anything, just assume someone is being racist, okay? I don't want to read this stuff out loud.
だと お前らもう一遍言って。
What was that? Care say it again?
わかりました。
Very well. You shall have my full cooperation. And if Kobayashi fought back against them, it would just have them double down on saying how bad they are. So he kind of has no...
Akechi-san?
It's like no choice but to go along with it. Akechi? Reaching out once again to restrain his assistant, Akechi's tone was nevertheless devoid of ire.
Akechi-san,
Akechi,
まさか
you can't
このまま
possibly
一緒
be
に行くつ
intending
も
to
りなの？
go with them, can you? Will do. I will kill my fellow Adam. Yeah, there can only be one Adam.
ミス・ホワイトリー、
And that one Adam is
僕は
Adamello.
日本人です。エゲレスの人間でも
Miss Whiteley, there's no hiding that I am Japanese. I'm not British. I'm not a citizen of London.
このような扱いは
I knew before I set foot on Western soil that this was the sort of treatment I would expect.
逆らった
Trying
と
to
ころで
resist the police would only
逆
work
に
to my
自分の首を
detriment.
絞めるだけです。
Yeah.
それに
Besides,
こういうこ
I'm
とには
used to
慣れ
this.
てい
You
ます
shouldn't have to be used to this though, Akechi!
そんな
But,
でも
but
俺は
Akechi, we must kill the police. We must. Welcome, Barn.
小林、これは僕の問題です。
This problem is mine alone.
頼むから僕を困らせるのはやめてください。
Please, stop making this harder than it already is. Kobayashi, go punch Adam, please! Having said his part, Akechi was led away by Scotland Yard to their waiting carriage.
明智さん
A cab! A cab! Fuck the popo! Fuck the
大丈夫だよ。
police!
明智のことだからすぐに戻ってくるさ。
He'll manage. Akechi has a good head on him. He'll be back before we know it. Are you sure? People can be really shitty about racism, especially in this time. They might just convict him even if they have no proof. His reassurance was bereft of the usual pep and vigor. I could sense he didn't believe that what he was saying, though he dearly wished he did.
師匠
Master! The small boy appeared like magic at Kobayashi's side. This lasted mere seconds, and with a tremble to his knees and a quiver to his lips, he sprinted after the carriage in a futile attempt to reach it before stopping.
リック
Poor Rick. Kobayashi! Why did they take away Master
どうして連れて
Akechi?
行かれたんですか
When the boy returned to us, his eyes were puffy, face stained with tears. He clung to Kobayashi's sleeve as he pleaded. Rick must now roll alone.
それは
It's because I'd never before seen such anguish in Kobayashi.
明智さんは
Akechi's manner was the same.
いつも通りの
He said he understood this treatment because of his status as a
国の人
foreigner.
間じゃないから
Rick can now never be Akechi's Morty.
こんなのおかしいわ
He may
生まれ
understand
た場
it,
所が違うだ
but
け
that
な
doesn't
のに
make it any less wrong. He doesn't deserve to be treated as lesser because he was born elsewhere. Anger surged within me, building and building till I was compelled to act. Yeah, throw that rock at them.
大丈夫よ
Kill! Kill! Where's your rage? Feel your rage!
すぐ戻ってくるわ
Be of good cheer, Rick. Akechi won't be long.
レディそれ
Cop's
って
gun. I'll get him. Where's your rage? Rise! 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 How do you know? Because I'm getting him out. You don't belong in there. I'm gonna get you out.
すぐに連れ戻してみせるんだから
I know, because we'll be bringing him
行きま
back.
しょう
Right this way. Kill! 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 Kill!
え行くってどこへ
What? Where are you going? It's okay, Kobayashi. I learned how to make a pipe bomb in that other route.
決まっているわ。
To Covent
コ
Garden
ベントガー
Market.
デン市場よ。
We've enquiries to make with this
犯人の
baker.
詳細を直接聞いてくるの。なんとしても
It's the only way to prove
明智さんの
Akechi's
無実を
innocence.
証明しなくちゃ。
I don't see any reason to object when Silken won't get anything
ここで
done.
泣き寝
After
入り
you,
なんてしてる
Emily.
場合じゃない。
Let me get my brass
行こ
knuckles.
うレディ
We made our way in haste to Covent Garden Market. Covent Garden Market sounds like a place where that cult that they've been talking about just sells like wicker baskets and stuff. My numerous questions upon finding the victim's stall ranged between broad and meticulous. Whatever there was to ask, whatever lead we had to follow, new or planned, we brought it forth. Sounds like a Catholic Mario Kart 8 track. The investigation was, in some sense, an immediate success. We learnt of several thefts dating to before Akechi had first set foot in the country. And then there was the most interesting detail. It was not one thief, but many, dressed in the same uniform, with no pale-haired boy to be counted in their group. We took our findings to Scotland Yard.
おや、ミス・ホワイトリー。今日はホームズ・ジュニア
Wait,
と
so
一
it
緒では
wasn't
な
the
いのだな。
police that took him away? It was someone dressed as the police? Well, if it isn't Miss Whiteley, I don't often see you outside the company of young Holmes.
レストレード警部。
Inspector Lestrade! What fortune to run into this inspector right away. There is no better man to approach for this. He is not perfect, naturally, a bit unreliable without detectives to aid him. But I knew he was a man who would prefer to listen rather than dismiss. Cleared out the ticket missions, did one more 10 pull, got Hong Lu. Did not use my pity, so I can just get Heathcliff.
ミス・ホワイトリー。
Nice. You
今
didn't
ち
do
ょっ
what
と
I
失礼
did.
なこと
Good.
考えなかったかい？
Miss Whiteley, you wouldn't happen to be holding your tongue on some ungracious thought about me, would you? Oh no, never. Yeah? I never have bad things to say about the police. What? No, of course not.
警部ちょっと頼りなさそうだけど警部がとても優秀でいい人だと見込んで頼みがあるんだ
Inspector, you may not always be the right man for the job, but I know you've got a good heart. And right now, this suits my needs just fine.
いきなりなんだね。それに若干失礼なこと言ってから褒めてないか？
What's all this? I don't know if it's in your character if you're in a sudden state, but don't you get fresh with me, young man. Once he was calm, we reported our findings with conscientious detail.
そうか、それは悪いことをしたな。私からも口添えして彼を早く解放するように伝えよう。
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear of it. I shall go and recommend that he be released directly.
本当に
You will?
無実の者を捕らえるなんて我々の信用にもプライドにも関わることだ
And
な。
I'm doubting if it was even the police that took him away. The arrest of innocence is a poor showing of Scotland Yard's power of discernment. I want our people to trust our judgment.
ありがとうございます。レストレード警部。
You're doing us a great service, Inspector.
ここ最近国外者による盗みや誘拐が多くてな。誘拐された子供が国外に連れて行かれて人身売買された事件もあるんだ。
Of late, there's been a conspicuous number of cases involving foreigners charged with theft and kidnapping. Cases of children being abducted and trafficked around.
そのせいでヤードの中でも異国のものを疑い深く見る連中が増えてしまってな。
Maybe
困っ
this
た
that
話だよ。
has many of my colleagues casting a wary eye towards foreigners of every stripe. It's a lamentable position to be in. He gave us his word again before he left us.
警部うまく話してくれるといいけど
I hope we can hold him to it. Last while PP was too easy for me, so I'm unsurprised it went like this. Well, I better hope my well PP pulls are wonderful then, considering how my last well PP went.
大丈夫よ。 そもそも明智さんは何も間違ったことはしていないんだもの。
I'm certain all will be well in no time. Akechi is innocent. They can't keep him forever.
そうだな。明智は悪いことなんてしてない。周り
That's
も
true. He
分かってくれる
is
って
innocent.
信じないと
We'll simply have to hope more see that. Will Pee-Pee be more violent than Madoka's well Pee-Pee? Night passed. Morning arrived. I didn't know what to expect when I entered the classroom for the day, but to my elation, Akechi was present. I kept somehow missing you say well and just kept hearing you say Pee-Pee. Last Pee-Pee was too easy.
明智さん。
おはようございます、ミス・ホワイトリ
Oh,
ー。
I guess it was the police that took him away then. Good morning, Miss Whiteley. He carried the same polite air he always did, as though nothing had happened. It may not look like it, but I'm seriously about to freak out.
そんなところに突っ立
And
ってい
we'll
る
leave
と
this route.
後が疲れてしまいますよ。
You know, if you continue standing there, our schoolmates won't be able to enter the classroom.
それよりも明智さん、あの後大丈夫だった？警部がちゃんと話してくれたのよね。
Don't give me that. Are you well? Did the inspector intercede you like he said he would? I stepped forward and reached for his sleeve.
うん、おかげさまで。
Yes. Yes, he did. Pop question, Elio, where did I get this, like, text? Yeah, like, I was thinking that. I was like, this is a quote. But this looks like the like, game text. Ain't it just a meme? Wait, yeah, how'd you get the text for this? My guess is Walmart. Is that your final answer? Did you like mash together different screens to form it? Wait! Atelier Aisha! Atelier Aisha! This is from Aisha. This is from Aisha, isn't it? Ding 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 ding! Yeah! I was just in here like, wait a second. This actually isn't the game text, but it looks very similar. I'm so smart. I could feel a catchy tense at my touch, but I made no move to shake free from my grasp.
ですが、ミス・ホワイトリー、あなたはどうしてそこまで？
I want to know something, Miss Whiteley. Why would you go so far for my sake?
どうしてって。
Why? That's a simple enough thing to answer. 'Cause you're important to me.
それは。
Well, I knew what I felt, I did, but was unsure as how to phrase it.
うまく言葉にできないんだけど、明智さんが大切だから。
It's difficult to put into words, but you're important to me because I want you to get arrested for something you actually did. Evil Emily.
それに明智さんが戻ってこなかったらなんて考えたくもなかったわ。
Just realized I've been sitting here this entire stream with my outdoors glasses on instead of my indoors glasses. Because I was just like wiping out my face and I was like, oh, why do my lenses feel so thick? Because I'm wearing my outdoors glasses. What the hell? Hold on. Let me put on my indoors glasses. I got magic, bullet, ego, first 10 pull. Yo! What? Congrats, 4? Besides, I don't want to consider how things might be if you never return to us. I'd be lonely without you here.
寂しい
Lonely? It's thematic that way. The 7th bullet, 7th pool. Akechi gave me a bewildered look.
僕がいなくて
You'd be lonely
寂
without
しい
me?
と
Yes,
だわ
of course I would.
そうですか
I see. I had no idea why he was looking at me with such a perplexion. It's because he's not used to people caring about him.
すみませんあまり
I'm sorry.
人からそういう言葉を
I'm
言われ
unused
た
to
ことは
hearing such things
なか
from
ったので
anyone. Oh, and he just admits it. Sweetie pie.
ところでミスホ
And
ワイト
Miss Whiteling, how
Anata
long
wa-
are you going to?
いつまで
Akechi's eyes flickered awkwardly to where he still clung to his arm.
ごめんなさい
Oh,
私
goodness! Look at me. I acted without thinking. I rushedly released my grip on him.
西
You
洋の女性
remind me
は
of how assertive
積極的な
Western
んですね。
women can be. It's as if I learned something
勉強
new
になります
whenever I'm with you.
ですがその
Kind of into
僕
it.
は女性が
Still,
男
it
性
may
に
not
む
be
や
the
みに
best
近づく
idea
のは
for women to approach
あまり
men
よろ
with
しくな
such
い
a
かと思います
pronounced lack of caution.
どうして
And why is that?
どうして
I shall let you
と
contemplate
にかく
why.
あなた
At
は
any rate,
いきなり
I
人
would
の
ask
手や
that you
腕を
not
掴まな
grab
いでくだ
another's
さい
hands and arms without
心
warning.
臓に悪い
Surprise nearly stopped my heart.
それにしても
Yeah, I'm
ミ
really
スホワイトに
I've really warmed up to
Anata wa
Akechi playing his
一つ
route.
大きな壁
Before
ができて
this,
し
I
まいま
was
した
kind of like, Akechi's okay. I really like him now. What? But I'm straight from my initial point, Miss Whiteley. I owe you a great debt.
あなたの迷惑になるようなことは
He's a character
決して
with
した
like
くありませんでした
flaws and goals. It was never my wish to do anything that would cause you inconvenience. I've warmed up to Akechi. I think this is the same character arc P5 Royal players experience. Seriously, he's got a similar backstory to Persona 5 Akechi too. I'd ask you not to grab another's hands or arms, not because I'd be jealous, but because of the safety thing. Yeah, definitely the safety thing. Definitely not me being jealous. It's not like I like you or anything, but
そんなこと
baka.
気にしなくていいのに
You've never been an inconvenience to me, nor should you ever worry about doing so.
いえ
I'm afraid I cannot
僕
do
は
that.
人からいただいた
I
恩を
never forget my
決
debts,
して忘れません
doubly so those of gratitude.
何か
If
僕に
there's
できるこ
anything
と
I
が
can
あれ
do
ば
for
言って
you,
ください
don't hesitate to let me know.
あなたのくれた
I'd
恩
like
に
to
報
return
い
the
たいです
favor.
明智さん
Well,
それじゃ
I
あ
can't think of what
一つだけいい
thing.
かしら
Make out session.
え
You
どうぞ
have but to ask it.
私にも手伝わせてほしいの
I want you to let me help you.
え
I don't quite understand. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Twy. Because of what I said. And thank you for taking a moment. Stretch. Ooh. Wah. I put down my shark onesie for a second. I can't stretch in the onesie, so I have to take it off of my top to stretch. Emily, help me help you. Help me help you, Akechi. Akechi, I'm not sure if it's because I'm Japanese or not, but what? Was that even English? I met with Akechi and Kobayashi in front of their dormitory later. There was a plan, and I was eager to be a partner. Kobayashi, too, responded eagerly to this news once relayed.
レディも壺探しを手伝ってくれるの？ありがとう。すごく助かるよ。
I like how he always just refers to Emily as lady. That's the stuff. I know you'll be a great help tracking down those vases.
でもよく明智が首を縦に振ったな。他人の助力なんてめったに受けたがらないのに。
I'm more surprised Akechi agreed to it. I also think he wouldn't be caught dead asking someone for help.
僕に二言はありませんから。
For better or worse, I'm a man of my word.
ああ、なるほど。自分で言った手前、断りきれなかったんだな。
Ah, so that's what happened. You set yourself up, and when she asked, well, here she is.
明智って厳しいくせに、恩とかけるには律儀だよな。
He's always been a strict fellow, Emily. But if there's one thing that will break his code, it's his need to pay his debts. You found a secret.
うるさいですよ、小林。
Hush, Kobayashi.
二人ともよろしくね。お役に立てるように頑張るわ。
I don't plan to abuse it. I'm just very pleased to work on this case with you.
よろしくな、レディ。
And we'll be happy to have you, Emily.
よろしくお願いします。
I'm certain you'll be an excellent addition to our investigation. Akechi spoke in a muted tone, still somewhat opposed to the whole affair, but he didn't outright forbidden me from joining, however, showed a sign of change that I welcomed. According to the information they had gathered previously, the vases were made by the Regal Crown Dresbury Porcelain Company, the same workshop that crafted porcelain ware for Her Majesty. It went without saying that they were of considerable value, and likely to fetch a large sum if fenced at an antique shop. The client was flush with funds to buy the vases back if necessary, and by the time I joined the investigation, they had already located the shop to which they had been sold. Though they had been able to successfully purchase 2 of the vases, the remaining 3 had unfortunately been sold. Don't worry, Kobayashi. He will be caught dead after asking someone for help. The situation as it stood led us back to this antique shop.
あの時のメガネのガキじゃないか。
You're back for more, aren't you?
明智さん、露骨に嫌がられているみたいだけれど、あの人と何か？
Doesn't appear to be fond of you, Akechi. Did something happen last time?
ええ。おととい、売り物の管理がなっていなかったので、少し助言。
If you must know, he was doing a poor job looking after his store's pieces, so I took it upon myself to help give him some advice.
少しなもんかよ。人様の商品にケチばっかりつけやがって。
Some advice, you say? You pick faults with all my merchandise.
埃まみれだったらケチもつけたくなります。この店に渡った品々が気の毒です。
It's
購買意
difficult
欲
to
が
put
格
into
段に
words,
損なわれ
but
ます。
you're important to me. Please do something about your head. You only have so much screen real estate available. It was a perfectly justifiable reason, given the thick layer of dust blanketing your curios. I pity your collection. No one who sees them will care to buy them.
ああ、ごめん。
And for a Misha gamer tip on how not to choke on a granola bar, good luck. Hey Misha, you pick faults with all my merchandise. Maybe you shouldn't have such a selection then. Yes, yes. We're only here today for information on the people who bought these vases. Kobayashi inserted himself into the conversation forcibly to brandish a detailed sketch of the desired items.
この壺を買った3人がどんな人だったのか教えてほしいんだけど。
If you have any information you can provide, even the smallest detail, it would be great help. It was this intervention which calmed the shopkeeper and gleaned from him just what he needed.
壺を買った3人の情報を整理すると
Shall we review what we've learned yet? Alright, someone, put on the Danganronpa music and start pulling up the comic.
最初に壺を買ったのは
Oh my god, they even put in the Danganronpa suspect.
羽飾りをつけた帽子にいくつも指輪をはめていたそうよ。
The first vase was purchased by an elderly woman with a walking stick. At the time of purchase, she wore a plumed hat and had on her fingers several rings. You picked faults with... It's him, the one who killed every Danganronpa character. Get him, lads! I'm scared.
お店の中を見て回っていたらしいけれど最終的に壺を購入したみたい。
Shopkeeper
包装を
mentioned
丁寧に
she
してくれって
browsed for a
お
while
願いした
before
そう。
settling on the vase, also requesting that it be carefully wrapped for ease of transport. Start screaming the Danganronpa at the top of my lungs while in a Monokuma onesie.
身なりから推測するに身分の高いご婦人でしょうか。
Based on her appearance, my first guess would be that she's a noblewoman.
そして壺を購入した2人目が口元にヒゲを生やした男性か。
The second vase was bought by a man with a mustache. Oh, he's gotta be evil then. All evil guys have mustaches. Or are bald.
小
Or
林
are millionaires.
ヒゲを生やした黒服の男性です。
If they're bald, have a mustache, and are a millionaire, they're a triple threat. To be precise, a mustachioed man dressed in black.
待って、分かってるよ。今付け足して言おうと思ってたんだよ。
I was about to add that before you interrupted me.
それでこの人は残りの壺全部を買おうとして店主が壺を一つしか売らなかったことにちょっと不満だったみたいだぜ。
As I was saying, at first, this man displayed an interest in all the remaining vases. He was visibly irritated when the owner would only consent to selling him a single vase. Seems he drives a hard bargain.
今後壺がより良い値で売れる可能性を考えていたようですね。容易に想像できます。
Oh, he's a scalper. It's likely he wanted to hold the others and later sell them at a loftier price. I'm sure their value would only increase with time. Oh, what up? I'm back. Welcome back, Linux. Where's front?
でも壺を買ったら特に何も言わずに引き上げたんだね。紳士だな。
And yet, after selling him the one vase, the man left without instant. He was a complete gentleman.
そうね。お店で口論にならなくてよかったわ。
I'm glad it didn't come to an argument.
そして最後に壺を買ったのは若い女性ですね。
And the third and final vase, we were told, was purchased by a young woman. Oh no, we can't trust women in this game.
髪を乱雑にひとまとめにしてすごく急いでいる様子だったそうです。腕まくりをして手のひらは擦り傷だらけだったと。
Her hair was bound up untidily, and the owner noted she seemed to be in quite a hurry. Her sleeves were rolled up, and her palms bore no small amount of scratches and scrapes. I'm wondering if, this girl was like someone that got kidnapped, and the guy with the mustache had her come in to buy it, since he wasn't allowed to buy another one.
一人目のおばあさんとはずいぶん差があるわね。お仕事の途中だったのかしら。
That's quite the contrast from the first buyer. Could she have been on her way to work? No one ever got to see him.
その人他のものを物色しないで
From the
真
sound
っ
of
先
it,
に壺を
she
買ってい
showed
った
no
らしいぜ。
interest in any of the store's other antiques. She entered, purchased the vase, and left. Yeah, I think that theory is correct that I just had. So, do you think the Danganronpa murderer is facing the screen or away from it? Both. At once. He's using shadow clone jutsu. There we have it. I have an idea of who we should investigate first. The mustachioed man.
2番目に壺を買った口ひげの男性だけれど、
Oh, the guide says the young woman. Oh. I guess I was incorrect. I
最
mean,
後
I
に
guess
壺を
they're
買った
connected.
若い女性についてだけれど、
The description of the woman who brought the third vase piqued my interest. I guess the mustachioed guy is just a scalper. Ah, he's in a superposition. We call that Schrodinger's murderer.
腕まくりをしてすごく急いでいたってことは、何か急用で壺が必要になったんじゃないかしら。
If she was in a hurry and with her sleeves rolled up, then perhaps something had come up for which she had immediate need of a vase.
例えば持っていた壺が割れてしまったけれど、どうしても使わなければならなかったとか。
I can see her breaking one she owned and requiring a replacement as soon as possible.
お店の飾りとかだったらありそうな話だよな。
It makes sense the vase was to be used in a shop's display or other publicly visible location.
その若い女性は髪をひとまとめにし、腕まくりで手のひらには擦り傷があったんですよね。
Her hair bunched up, sleeves rolled, and hands covered with scrapes and scratches. Based on this information, she clearly works in the food industry. It isn't difficult to see that she is not a beautician.
確か花屋さんって硬い葉っぱやトゲの処理で
Okay, I was
手が
right.
すごく傷んでしまうって聞いたことがあるわ。
I hear that being a florist can take quite the toll on one's hand due to the rasping of leaves and thorns. Where are the current goal? Oh, I don't have any more goals. It was just for my birthday.
花瓶の代わりに壺を買っていったんじゃないかしら。
It also makes sense that she needed a replacement to display her wares.
王室御用達の壺を花瓶代わりと。
Oh, I'm so smart. I'm still confounded at the thought of a vase made by a company with royal warrant of appointment being employed in the manner of such common flower pot.
でもそんな仕事途中の格好してたんならお店も近い場所にあるんじゃないか。探してみようぜ。
Still, if she came to the antique shop looking as though she was still on the job, the place she works mustn't be far. Let's see if we can find it. We went to each of the street's florists in turn. In the third shop we visited, we at last found the vase we had been seeking, complete with a lily of the valley growing within. We explained to the shop's owner all that had happened, and were able to reclaim the vase for a modest sum. We continued our search for the missing vases. The more we searched, the more we realized tracking down all three would take more time than we anticipated. And more time still as we were interrupted. Akechi, in the midst of pondering, stopped without warning.
明智さん、
どうしたんだ
Something
明智。
wrong?
すみません
I'm
が、
sorry, but might I ask you to wait here a moment?
少しだけ待ってくれませんか。
With a small sigh, Akechi turned round. Neither of us knew where he was looking. He followed his own gaze until he noticed a familiar boy. Oh, Rick? A short boy with dark hair.
まあ、
Well, hello, Rick. How long have you been following
い
us?
つから後ろに？
Schrodingrompa.
全然気づかなかった。さすが明智に弟子入り志願するだけあるな。
I never knew you were following us. Very impressive. Might make a worthy student for Akechi after all. As though emboldened by Kobayashi's praise, Rick clenched both his fists tightly, looking directly at Akechi.
僕を
Please,
弟子にしてくださ
teach
い。
me everything you
お
know.
願いします。
Please.
やっぱり
He's still asking, I
リ
see.
ックは本
He
当に
truly is determined to be
そ
Akechi's
んな弟子
student.
になりたいのね。
I want to have the power of...
リック、 あなたが言いたいことは
お
それだけですか？
It's not the extent of your business with me, Rick.
ではそこまで弟子になりたいんだったら
If you are that
僕
insistent
に
on
その
becoming
覚
my
悟の一つ
student,
でも見せてく
I
ださ
shall
い。
require proof of your resolve.
覚悟
A proof?
それができないの
Yubikiri
なら
Genman.
僕につきまとうのはやめてください。
If you find yourself unable to meet
口
my
先だけの
command,
人間は好
I
ま
would
ないの
ask
で
that you stop following me. I harbor no small contempt for those who are all talk and no action. Alright! Thank you for the biddies, Adam! Sorry, I'm eepy, so I'm ahead of bed. I wish you all a great night. Well, it was nice having you here, Adamello. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, Rick, a proof. Hope you're dusted up on your calculus and axioms, kid. His declaration made, Akechi cast his gaze away from the child.
そんな
But
おい、
Oh,
リク
Rick!
待てって。
Wait! Rick, looking thoroughly downhearted, turned and ran, heedless of Kobayashi calling after him.
おい、
Come off it, Akechi. Did you
何
really
もあ
need
ん
to
な
be
言い
so
方することな
harsh?
いだろ。
これで彼も
At least now,
僕
he
につ
should
いて
no
こよ
longer
うと
be
は
inclined to follow
思わな
me.
いはずです。
Is he like projecting on Rick? Even in the face of Kobayashi's withering glare, Akechi held fast to his position.
どこに行こうにも
After all,
あんな風
being
につき
constantly
まとわれた
followed
ら
by a
迷
boy
惑な
is
だけ
little
で
more
す。
than annoyance, and a distraction besides.
でも、言い
A
方があるだ
boy,
ろ。
a
あんな
kid.
こと言われたら
You could
誰
have
だって
worded
傷
it
つく
more
ぞ。
gently. Anyone's feelings would be hurt the way you spoke to him. Oh, looks like my camera stopped working. I imagine Akechi doesn't want any trouble. He draws to end up pulling Rick in as collateral. Yeah, that too. He probably doesn't want him to, like, have his reputation ruined because he's associated with him. Bleh. Alright, let me get my camera back. Okay, there we go.
傷ついて諦
If
め
it
た
all
ら
ta- if all it
所詮
takes
そこ
for
までの
one
意
to
思だったという
relinquish
こ
their
とです。
hope is a few painful words. The metal was never truly behind it to begin with. Akechi's words cut to the quick, more so now than usual. It struck me as forced.
尊敬してるやつに
Of
突き
all
放される。
people. I would have thought you
それがどんなに
most
辛いこと
mindful of
か。
the pain that comes with being
明智な
rejected
ら
by someone you
よく
respect.
わかるはずだろ。俺は
I hate those
人
who
の気持
trample
ち
on
を
the
踏みに
feelings
じ
of
るような
others.
やつは
And you aren't an exception, Akechi!
たとえ明智でもな。
Kobayashi pivoted round to follow after Rick. Akechi made no attempt to stop him. He stood in place, not a muscle moved, not a blink of an eye, and watched till his friend was gone.
明智さん
Akechi, should you not go after...
依頼をこなすこと
Fulfilling
が
our
先決で
client's
す。
request takes priority. The response was blunt. Adjusting his sword slung at his waist as one might a scarf, he continued on with his work. This time, I was the one who stood unmoving.
明智さん
Akechi was so different in
さ
that
っき一
moment.
瞬だけ様子が違って見えたけれどってまた置いていかれて
This
し
is me behind!
ま待って
Akechi! My thoughts were all a jumble, but that was no excuse to stay and do nothing. Organization would have to come whilst I ran.
明智さん
何ですか？
Yes.
明智さん
What Kobayashi said must be bringing
師
him
匠の
back
ことを
to what
考えてい
happened
たんじゃ
with his own master. Yeah, I figured. What should I ask? What is he thinking? What happened earlier? Nothing? But the terse tone of his voice stilled the words resting at my tongue.
なんでもないの
Nothing.
ミス・ホワイトリー、
Miss Whitley, you are many
あな
things,
たは嘘をつ
but
く
a
こ
good
とが苦
liar
手
is
なんで
not
す。
one of them.
どうせ小林から
Here's what I think.
詳しくは言えないけ
Kobayashi
ど
prefaced it with some warning along the lines of not wanting to go into
僕
detail.
と師匠のこ
Proceeded
と
to tell you what transpired between myself and my
Oh,
master.
想像が
Or
ついてい
so your reaction tells me. Do I have that many tells?
そんなにわかりやすい
You
顔
ain't got no
を
poker
していたかし
face.
ら。
はいでもそれが悪いとは思いませんあなたが今までどれほど素直に健やかに育ってきたのか
You
よ
do.
くわかります
And I mean no criticism by pointing it out. It simply makes plain the honesty of your upbringing.
言っておきますが僕は自分のしたことに後悔はありません
As if my own upbringing is not as plain, then allow me to clarify. I have no regrets concerning my actions.
むしろ僕は幸運でした海を越えるきっかけにもなりましたし人に頼っては自分のためにならないと身をもって教わりましたから
If anything, I am privileged events transpired as they did. It brought me to these shores, and it taught me at great price that reliance on others is not to one's benefit. Friends? To hell with that!
それに小林もその頃からうるさくしていましたし
Kobayashi has continued to dwell on the issue since then, much like I have.
一度だって僕は周りに流されて自分の頭で考えることを放棄したことはありません
I have never once permitted myself to be swayed by the opinion of others. I think for myself and hold to my own convictions. Akechi's grip tightened around the sheath of his sword.
明智さん、リックを冷たく断っていたのには弟子を取らない以外にも何か理由があったの？
You made your decision not to take on any students. Very clear. But is there some other reason you were so severe with Rick? I was projecting.
どうしてです
What gave you that impression?
リックを断る時の明智さん、なんだか申し訳なさそうというか心苦しそうに見えたから。
When you refused him, you appeared apologetic to me. It hurt you.
あなたは意外に人のことをよく見ているんですね
You have an eye for observation.
まあ、明智さん、私はこれでも探偵なのよ。
As a detective should, you know.
そうですねあなたの言う通りです
I suppose you're right. About that and what you said.
僕をスコットランドヤードに突き出そうとした者たち彼らは偽証をしたということで学園から厳しく罰せられることになっています
The students who attempted to have me arrested by Scotland Yard knowingly gave false evidence to the police and will be punished by the Academy for doing so.
つまり僕への恨みがますます募っていきます仕返しに今度は周りの者も巻き込みかねません
But rather than dissipate, I expect their grudge against me will grow. There's every possibility that those around me may become victims of their attempts to do me ill.
だから巻き込まれる前に僕から離れた方がいいと思ったのですが
I thought it for the best that he keep his distance from me, lest their malice fall upon him. Yeah, I thought so. The shadow beneath his eyes was not from being tired. The pain he carried was heavy, nerve-wracking down to his soul. For it was not only his pain, but every potential person who crossed his path. And for each new person he met, the pain was heavier.
でも、あんな言い方では明智さんが冷たい人だと誤解されてしまうわ。
I know you meant well, Akechi, but the manner in which you addressed him will only give him the impression that you mean anything but.
いえむしろそう思ってほしかったんですけど
As was my goal.
リックを巻き込まないために嫌われようとするなんて。明智さん、なんというか。
Then he would prefer to be hated than risk someone being hurt on his behalf. Akechi is a fool, and he's...
優しいけれど、とても不器用なのかしら。
so awkward at showing just how kind he is.
今
God, I
何か言いましたか？
like Akechi a lot. What? Did you say something?
いいえ、何も。
No, it wasn't important.
そうですか。でも僕もリックに対してもっと言葉を選ぶべきだったと思います。
I see. Still, after discussing it with you, I should have better chosen my words.
怒った小林に指摘されて気づくとは。
I should have known I would have wound up liking the white-haired twink. And I ought to have realized that myself without Kobayashi having to angrily point it out. I can see I still have much to learn. I tend to be like, it's very hit or miss for me to like, you know, Seito Kaito type characters, but I really like Akechi. He's got depth to him that I like. Don't look so sad. Please, stop looking so sad. I feel like I've got I've got him pulled under a telescope. And like his like head is open and I'm like looking inside of his brain and being like, yeah, that's why you're being like that. You're being like that because of your upbringing. You're being like that because you don't want to do to others what your parents did to you, huh, Akechi?
大丈夫よ。
Cheer up. Everything will be alright. That's all I could say.
ミス・ホワイトリー。
Miss Whiteley?
明智さんは自分のことよりもいつも困っている人のために心を砕いているわ。
Oh, I like this conversation. You spend so much effort doing all you can to aid those in need that you lose yourself in the process.
きっとリックもそんな明智さんだから何度断られて
I
も
like this. This is good
諦めず
route.
に
Good
ついて
civilization.
きたんだと思うの。
Rick is a clever boy. He must know it as well as I do. And that's why he's approached you again and again and again.
それなのに自分から誤解されようとするなんてそんなの悲しいわ。
I don't like that you've tried to lead him into misunderstanding you as a person.
私は明智さんの素晴らしいところたくさん知っているもの。
Especially when there are so many wonderful things about you.
人からそんな風に励まされたの
Oh
は
my god.
初めてですね。
This is the first time anyone has tried to encourage me in such a fashion. I think I'm actually falling in love with Akechi. I cannot read him then. He was uncomfortable? Confused? I feel like so many of my Otome game streams has wound up with me being like making fun of it. That it's nice to play an Otome game where I can just kind of be flustered and be like, oh, I like this guy.
こういう
I
時
like this guy.
何と返したらいいのかわかりませんが。
I'm unsure of the most appropriate response.
その
I
ありがとう
all I can say
ござい
is
ます。
thank you. He searched and paused for the answer, then seemed unable to find anything that was proper and spoke without any calculation. Is the most gentle, youthful version of him I'd ever seen. I just realized the reason I like him is because he has daddy issues. I like characters that have daddy issues. All my favorite Pokemon rivals are the ones that have family issues. That's why I like him. The contrast with his usual self-sufficient air of maturity came as a bit of a surprise.
もっと
I wish there was more I could do
もっと
to aid him and support
明智さん
him.
の Whatever
the endeavor.
支えてあげられたらいいのに。
I couldn't help but feel restless, though I couldn't entirely say why. The two of us continued our search for the remaining vases. It then became 3 as Kobayashi approached. Shakes your hand because same.
Oi, Akechi!
There you are! Something was amiss, for he was very short of breath.
小林くん、
小林
Kobayashi
あの
is
リ
Rick.
ックは
He cannot finish.
Akechi,
Remember what you said to him?
Omae.
That if he wanted to be your
Rickに言ったよな。
student, you required a proof of his
弟子
resolve.
になりたいんだったら覚悟。
Kobayashi gripped Takechi's arm and dug his nails in so that it must have hurt.
じゃあ
That's what you
責
said.
任持って
You're responsible for what he does to show you he's serious. Now go and watch as he does just that.
小林
What are you
お前は
talking
一体何
about?
の話を
リックのやつ
Rick said he would do whatever it took for you to accept him, and now he's gone and made a mad dash after them.
あいつらって
Who? Kobayashi explained how he and Rick had happened to catch sight of the students, responsible for Akechi's unjust arrest, as they were plotting what further trouble they might cause him. Go, Rick! Go, Rick! Kill them! Kill them! And how, ignoring Kobayashi's warnings and attempts to stop him, Rick pursued. No, let him! Join him!
俺が
Beat his ass!
リックを引きずり
Beat
戻さ
those
ない
guys'
とここに来たのは
ass! You may wonder why I'm here instead of chasing after him.
お前に
In short, because I want you to see his resolve for
リックの
yourself.
覚悟を認めさせるためだ。そうしないと
You won't take him at his word
リックは
unless you
いつまで
do.
経ってもだから
Hurry up! And watch carefully.
一緒に来い。そしてちゃんと見てやれよ。リックなりの
He's doing just what you
覚悟っ
wanted.
てやつをさ。
Murder! 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 Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Kobayashi's usual chipper expression was wholly absent. In its place was one of ironclad seriousness. Very
わ
well.
かりましたそこまでお
I
前が
don't
言うな
believe I have any choice in this matter. Akechi and I followed quickly after Kobayashi. Slipping down a small back alley, we could make out several voices.
このガキ
You wanna
も
try
う一遍
saying
言って
that
みろよ
again, kid? Stop! Stop doing terrible things
師匠にひどいことをしないでください。
お前そんな
Came
こと言うため
sprinting
に
after
俺た
us
ちを追
just
い
to
かけて
say
きたの
that.
か
You
バカら
golf.
しい
チビ一人に一体
Sounds a
何
little
ができるって
shy
い
like
うんだ
you can do anything to us.
ちょっと
Get
消えろ
lost.
それは
I can't.
それは
I won't.
できません。
Facing down the group of boys, each far larger than himself, Rick clenched his fists tightly, his whole body shaking. He looked as though tears might well up at any moment. However,
約束、
not until you
してくれるまで。
promise.
師匠に
And you promise that you won't do
明智さん
anything
に嫌がら
nasty
せしない
or
って言
mean
って
to
くれ
him
るまで
anymore. Then I'll leave.
僕帰りません。
Rick shouted now, the will of his body audible in his quavering declaration. Even still, he refused to take so much as a single step back.
リック、
おい、明智。
What now, Akechi? Akechi stood silent, unmoving.
明智さん、
He called out to him timidly.
私は明智さんと師匠のこと何も知らないけれど
I cannot claim to know anything about your relationship with your own master.
リックが明智さんに憧れてついていきたいと思う気持ちは本物だと思うの。
Still, I think Rick's admiration of you and desire to follow in your footsteps are genuine.
だから自分が師匠として慕われること
So, don't be afraid of him, looking up at you as his master. Just as Akechi looked up at me in surprise, events took a turn. I was probably also afraid of becoming like his dad if he became Rick's master, huh?
しつこいんだよこのガキが
You don't know when to turn tail, do you? I said get lost, kid. One of the boys drew back his fist, then took a swing at Rick. Amunai! Watch out!
大丈夫だよ
He's fine, Emily. Kobayashi's stubborn tone from before had been replaced with complete calm.
明智は必死に頑張ってるやつのこと絶対に見捨てないから
Akechi would never turn his back on someone determined to try their absolute best. Ayo, flourish! And so it played out before our very eyes. Oh, thank you for the hydrates, man. I bring water, thank you.
銀髪メガネ
It's that foreigner.
師匠
Master.
まったくあなたは
Hey there, Sven. Hope you're doing good. My, even when trouble doesn't find you, you seem to find it well enough. Akechi had interposed himself between Rick and the boy, catching the young man's punch with an open hand. The boy's shouts of cruel glee gave way to silence, and they tensed at the very sight of him. I dare say I am. Awake unusually early for being, well, me. Oh, you just woke up, huh? Did you have a good night's sleep?
リック相手の攻撃に対して何の反応も取れないようでは
Are you ready for your well PP pools? Did you already do one? Here's the first lesson. Making no reaction to your opponent's attacks is as good as welcoming them to strike you.
ですがその勇気は認めざるを得ません
Still, I cannot very well upbraid you for your foolishness without recognizing your courage. I think so. I woke up to my cat sleeping in my lap, so I think that counts. Oh, yeah, that is a very good night's sleep. It was as though I peered into a glass and saw reflected my own self in my greenest years. I finished all the missions of the World PP. It wasn't as hard as I expected, but it was tough. Oh, ooh. As for any pools, I haven't played a lot of Limbus lately. A tad burnt out, I think. Yeah, that's valid. I feel like also the gacha's probably getting a bit more normal for gacha. Like, it's not quite there yet, but... Damn it! Let go of me this instant! I said let go! They'd have to burn a Superbia to finish the hard mode. His arm now tightly wound in Akechi's grasp. The boy cried out in pain. Throwing himself free of the hold, he backed off wearily.
子供に手を挙げるのは大人げないとあなたたちには前にもお伝えしたはずですよね
I believe this is not the first time I've told all of you that it is beneath a man of dignity to raise his hand against a child.
メガネザルの言葉なんていちいち覚えていられるかよ
I don't got time to waste remembering the house. I am not reading the rest of that because that is racism.
東洋人のくせに調子に乗りやがって
Don't start getting full of yourself, you damn. I am not saying that word.
そこのお仲間も合わせて二度と学園に来れないようにしてやる
We're gonna beat you and your friends so hard you'll never show your faces at the academy ever again. You have now just pulled the Assad announcer. Did you have Assad? Or did it do Eikoku Tante Mysteria? Why are you like this?
僕一人に用があるのなら多少は目をつぶりました
Oh, it's new for you. Oh, nice. Enjoy your Assad. I had intended to turn a blind eye to your behavior, so long as I was your target of your spite. I can let attempted murder slide, but I draw the line at racism. Same
ど
here.
うやらあなたたちは中途半端に痛めつけたところで意味がないようですね。
However, it seems I did not make myself clear enough last time. I understand why Linvest did the must wait a week to shard thing, as it helps the new players catch up. That is true.
ミス・ホワイト、少し預かっていてください。
Slightly. Would you be so kind as to look after this? The thing I don't really like with the new gacha things is they've been putting in a lot of characters where like their moveset is kitted around like working with another character. Like for example, the new Walpeepee ones. And then the Blood
明智さんの
Fiends.
刀
Like it's just objectively better to have them with the other Blood Fiends. But this is your katana. Which could become very not free-to-play friendly later down the line if they continue with that, you know? Pulling the sword from his belt, sheath and all, Akechi placed it in my hands. Like it's not so much bad right now, but it is a little worrying. Then reaching down, he took up a stick that was lying near his feet.
おい、お得意の武器はいいのかよ。
What? Aren't you gonna use your fancy sword?
一般人に対して刀は使えません。前にもそう言ったはずです。
I refuse to turn my blade upon ordinary people. I believe I told you that once before.
ミス・ホワイトリー、ことが落ち着くまでその刀をお願いします。
Please, hold on to that until I am finished here.
もちろん
Certainly. I clasped his katana tightly in my arms.
明智さん、いつもこんなに重たいものを腰に刺しているの？
It's heavier than it looks. I'm amazed he carries it at his waist every day. And with each passing moment, the weight of it seemed to grow.
おい、明智。
Do you need any help?
いいえ、無用です。
That won't be necessary.
この場は僕に任せてください。
Leave this to me. Got it.
こんな
You act tough
余裕ぶ
now.
って後悔しても
Let's
知
see
ら
how
ない
much
から
it
な。
takes to make you cry.
俺たちに手を出したこと
You will.
身をもって
Follow
後
it up
悔
and
させてやる
regret picking a fight with us.
言っておきますが、
Just to be
僕は
clear,
必
I
要
will
以上
not
に
hurt
傷
you
つけ
any
るこ
more
と
than
は
proves
し
necessary.
ません。
Akechi swung his stick through the air, as though testing its heft. Seeming satisfied, he raised it above his head, pausing for but a moment.
まあ、
Come,
見ていてください。
permit me to show you. In one instant, both Akechi and his assailants attacked. But rather than a frenzy of slashes, Akechi employed against all three only a single broad slash. The motion was so quick that the humble stick seemed to blur and vanish before my eyes. All came to a standstill. Gasps of pain were all that told me time was still constant. The three crumpled face down in the alley. Okay, I think that might be a good stopping point here for today. For Akechi's route. Did my man Akechi just bring out Aikido? Bunny, are you a cat with weird ears? I might be a cat. I enjoy. It's nice. It's nice to say I'm enjoying a route. It's nice. I like this route. This route has a lot going for it. Watson's route felt very one note. But like Akechi's got a lot going on in his plot. He's got like, you know, the trials of like people treating him badly because of his race. He's got the whole investigation into the vase. He's got the whole like little kid that like wants him to be his master, and then you got like the backstory with like his family and how he was like disowned by them. there's so much like good content with Akechi, and Akechi as a character is really nice. I really like him. I can see a lot into like why he is acting this way to people, knowing like his backstory and stuff. I like that. And also, Emily isn't being as dumb as in Watson's route. I've come to accept that Emily will always be a little bit dumb in each route. That's just her. That's just the way she is. But I feel like I can forgive it a lot more in Akechi's route. Like, she hasn't done anything too terribly dumb so far. Like, at this point in Watson's route, she would have had like 3 attempts on her life at this point, but she has not. I like that it's kind of taken away from the whole getting herself in danger and more kind of focusing on the guy and being there for him. And like, I can see how their relationship could actually, you know, blossom in like the things that she says to him. Like, he has someone in his life that is like very different from him and is able to like talk to him about stuff and be open with him. And I don't know, I like that. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this route, which makes me happy. I did find out you do have to have both Heath and Lou deployed in order for Lou's skills to be upgraded, though I find that having both isn't required for the well PP missions, as Lou and Oates is enough by themselves. Thank God we finally got good food. Thank Christ. I have to assume that Akechi's route was written by someone else who didn't feel the need to keep having Emily get almost murdered every 5 seconds. Yeah, I'm super curious about the credits for this game. Like, multiple writers and like what routes they wrote, you know? Cause this is really good. This is a really good route. I am enjoying it. As long as they do not fuck this up with white savior trope Emily, or Emily being danger prone, this can be an actual good one, yeah. Like, already, like, at this point in Watson's route, I already was, like, pulling hair out of my head, like, oh my god, this is dumb, you're stupid. But right now, I'm just like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. Yeah, and not have the main guy be old IDK, a guy who's worn the same bandage for 7 years, and keeps bringing up that they may in fact be childhood friends. Yeah, I fucking hated Watson, dude. Yeah, Watson ain't a bad guy, I'm just mad disappointed. Yeah, his route was such a nothing burger. They really didn't know what to do with Watson's route, but they are cooking. They are cooking with this one. I'm quite pleased at how this route is coming out. Good job, London Detective Mysteria. Out of the 4 routes I played, this is the second one that I am enjoying. We're almost over the hump. Maybe Watson was just the black sheep of the group. Maybe Watson's one was just a very bad introductory route. And I'm just sad that this just kept happening to Akechi during other routes. Yeah, we weren't there. This is another case of like, after you play someone's route, you feel bad doing someone else's route because you're like, oh, he's like, that was another thing too. We didn't really like spend a whole lot of time with Akechi in like the main route. It typically tended to be Sherlock and Holmes that we spent time with. But we're spending a lot more time with, you know, Kobayashi and Akechi, and I also think that their dynamic is a lot more interesting than Sherlock and Holmes's dynamic. Like, I could enjoy the Sherlock Holmes, you know, like, the like, sexual tension, like, me shipping them together, but I feel like Akechi and Kobayashi have such a better duo synergy together, because like Kobayashi will call out Akechi. Like he's not afraid of like challenging Akechi, and Akechi gets proven. That's another thing. Akechi gets proven wrong for how he treated Rick with Kobayashi being like, you better come and see this. You better come and see what you did. I like that it's not like, oh, my love interest is like incapable of being bad or wrong. Like, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Yeah, especially since Akechi came in last. He has a disadvantage in making an impression, yeah. Like, I came into this being like, I don't really care about Akechi. I came into this route being like, he's okay, I guess. I have no feelings one way or another with Akechi, but now I'm like, ooh, I kind of really like Akechi. Ooh, I kind of really like Akechi now. He's interesting. I want to put him under my microscope, and I want to project all of my family issues onto him. I want to project my trauma onto him. Yeah, Watson is too much of a doormat. Yeah. Anyway, it is time for some Limbus. I'm gonna put up a BRB. I need to point out you were talking about shipping Sherlock and Holmes, not Holmes and Watson. Oh shit. I meant Holmes and Watson. Oh, you got Netsuck? Let's go. I'll project my period cramps onto Watson. Akechis continue to be based as fuck. Let's go. I guess Akechis have a lot in common. Akechis have family issues in common. Akechis have characters that are complicated and like flawed, but that I'm very interested in psychoanalyzing why they are the way that they are and how they like mistreat others and push people away from them because of their upbringing. Yeah, I like this. Anyway, BRB. Let me set up for Limbus. I'll be right back.